Hello everybody, this is Gigi Cuber, and today I am going to show you how to solve a 3x3 Rubik's Cube using the beginner's layer by layer method. The first thing you need to know to solve a cube is notation. There's 6 faces: F, L, R, B, U, and D. If you see an apostrophe after a move in an algorithm, then that means to move the face counterclockwise. If you see a 2, then that means to move the face twice. And if you see nothing, then that means to just move the face clockwise. So if you see, for example, R, U2, D prime, B in an algorithm, then that would mean R, U2, D prime, B. There's 3 different types of pieces on a Rubik's Cube. There's centers, which only have 1 sticker on them. And there's edges, which go in between the 2 centers. And then there's corners, which go in between 3 edges, like this. So if I'm talking about a corner, I mean this right here. If I'm talking about a center, I mean the piece that's in the center of a face. And if I'm talking about an edge, then I mean this piece. Now that we know the basics to how the cube works, we need to get the white cross. This means pairing the edges in between the appropriate centers and orienting them correctly. So I see that this blue and white edge is already lined up with the blue center right here, so I can move it in place just like that. So now it's in between the white and blue centers and it's oriented correctly. I see this white and orange edge right here, and I see the orange center, so I line up the orange and then I move it in like that. So we can find the next edge. Here is the white and red edge, so I can line it up with the red and move it in, and then we can do the final one by lining up the green and moving it in just like that. Another example of the cross is I see the white and blue right here, so I'll line it up. Then I see this red here, so I have to line it up, but I have to flip it. So the way I would do this is I would move it to the side, and then down, and then down to the white like that. So the orange can be moved like that, and then we can do it with the green. One final face you can get is when all of the edges are correct except one is flipped. To solve this, move the edge out of the layer, bring it to the side, move it down to line up with the blue, and move it to the white, and then you can just move this edge back. So once you solve the white cross, the next step is to solve and orient the right corners. So here I see white, blue, and orange, and it's in between the white, blue, and orange centers, so it's in the right spot. It just needs to be oriented. So to orient it, I use this simple algorithm: R prime, D prime, R, D. You might have to do it multiple times. R prime, D prime, R, D, and there it is. So the next one is green, red, and white, so I can put it directly underneath where it needs to go. So this is green, red, white, and it's in between white, green, and red. So we can put it in with R prime, D prime, R, D. So the next one, orange, green, and white, we put it where it needs to go, and then we just put it in. So for this final one, we put it under, and then we just put it in with R prime, D prime, R, D, until it lines up and you have the white face. It just requires a little bit of practice, but soon you'll be able to do it pretty quickly. So now that we've solved the first layer, we have to do what's called F2L, which stands for first 2 layers. So we have to find an edge that's in the top layer that doesn't have yellow. This is green and red, so it works. So we have to line up the color that's adjacent to the white with its center. This is green, and that's orange, so that doesn't work. So we have to line it up so that the green goes with the green center. So now we have to figure out if we need to put it to the left or to the right. The left means that the green and red lines up with these green and red. So if we put it to the right, the red will line up with the orange center, and that's not what we want. so we have to put it to the left, which is U prime, L prime, U, L, U, F, U prime, F prime. And now it's in the right spot. So now this green and orange is already lined up with the green center, but this time it has to go to the right. So you do the right algorithm, which is up, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, F prime, U, F. So now we have to do that with all the edges. So this is orange and blue, so we put it to the right with the right algorithm. And now we have all of them solved. So if you have a case like this, where one edge is in the right spot, it's just flipped, then you have to take it out with one of the algorithms like this, and that will force it out by replacing it with another edge. And we line it up and we put it in just like we usually would. If you have a case like this, where two edges need to be swapped, then you just take one of them out using one of the algorithms, and then find it, and you put it in its right spot, like this, just like usual, and then that forces the other edge out, so that you can put it in its right spot, and now you solved F2L. In any case, if you can't find any pieces in the top layers, then that means F2L is already solved, or you just have to take the pieces out and put them in the right spot. So the next thing we need to do is get the yellow cross. There's 4 cases for this. One, where you just have the yellow center and none of the edges are oriented. The second, where 2 of the edges are oriented, making an L. The third, where you have a line. And the fourth, where the full cross is oriented. So that's the case we're trying to get. If you have the dot case, then hold it as long as the white is on the bottom in any orientation and do this algorithm. F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. So now you have the L case. Now hold the L so that it goes to the left and the back and do the algorithm again. Now you have the line, so make sure the line is horizontal and do it one more time, and you have the yellow cross. The next thing you have to do is make sure all of these top layer edges line up with the centers. So in my case, only the blue edge here and the green edge here line up with the centers. So to do this, we just hold the 2 edges that line up in the front and back, and we do this algorithm. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. So now we have a case like this where 2 adjacent edges are right. So this green edge is lined up and the orange edge is lined up. So if you have a case like this now, then hold it in the back and the right like this and do the algorithm again. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. And then just a single U move should make sure that every single one of these edges is solved. So the next thing we have to do is get all the corners in the right spot. So we have to look for a corner that's already in the right spot, and then we'll move the rest of them around so they all are. So this is red, blue, and yellow. That's not in the right spot. This is red, green, and yellow. That's not in the right spot. This is orange, green, and yellow. That's not in the right spot. And this is orange, blue, and yellow. So none of mine are in the right spot. If you have a case like this, hold it in any orientation as long as the yellow cross is on top, and do this algorithm. U, R, U prime, L prime, U prime, R prime, U, L. So now you should have one corner that's right. In my case, the white, green, and red corner is right. Even if the corner was twisted, that would still be considered right. But if it is solved, then it's still obviously right. So hold it so that it's in the front face and in the top and right like this, and do the algorithm again. So now we should have every corner on the right spot. And I just got lucky that all of the corners were already oriented. So the final step is to orient the last layer corners. So you just have to hold a corner that's not oriented in the front face, in the top, and the right. So just right here. So now we orient that with the same algorithm from before, which is R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R, D, and until it's oriented. And then, instead of just moving the cube like this, we have to do U moves. So we can just do a U move to get that in the right spot, and then we can orient that. And then another U move will get that in the right spot. And then it should be solved. I'm going to walk through one more solve just to make sure everything makes sense. So this white and green edge is already in the right spot. So we can move this white orange so that it lines up with the center, and then move it up like that. And then we can move this white and red down like this. Line it up with the center and move it back up. And then the final one is already lined up with the blue, so we just have to line up the white. So now to solve the corners, the blue and red has to go under the blue and red spot. And then we just put that in with R prime, D prime, RD. And then, so we'll put this corner under the right spot, which is right there, and put it in. So now we'll put in this like that. So now we just have to orient the final corner like that. So now for F2L, we'll find an edge, so red, green right here. It's already lined up and it has to go to the right, so I put it in with the right algorithm. And then this blue and red edge has to go once again to the right. So I put it in like that. Okay, so I'll take out this blue and orange edge and I'll flip it. So I take it out and I put it back in the right way, like that. So now the final edge right here is orange and green. So I'll put it in. So now F2L is done. And now I get the cross like this. And then I have to line up the edges. So these two line up, but these two don't. So I have to do that algorithm. So now two adjacent edges line up. So I hold those in the back and the right. And I line them all up. So now all the edges line up. And this edge is in the right spot. So I can hold it the top right in front. So now it didn't work, so we have to do it one more time. There we go. So now every single corner is in the right spot. We just have to orient them and make sure you do that last G move. It might seem unnecessary, but make sure if you end up solved. And don't forget to just do U moves on the top, or else you'll end up with a big jumble move. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. I hope this tutorial helped, and thanks for watching this video, and I hope it helped. If you liked it, then make sure to subscribe for more cubing related content, and like and comment on my videos. I'll see you in my next video, and goodbye. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, then make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.